and we're live. It started immediately that time without breaking at all. Fascinating.
Fascinating.
Fascinating. That's what I call it when I catch a fish that I think is cool. Yep. Anyway, we were right in it, as I recall.
Yeah, it just happened, dude.
Look at him. There's that something emanating from his body. Is it really the sign of having special powers of the dead? Not 100% sure where I'm supposed to go. Yeah, because remember he slammed his fist on this fucking thing and it did not burn him.
Yeah, I can't feel pain. Because it's not his body.
Books. This one is balanced so precariously, it's a wonder it doesn't fall off. How did the old pigeon guy even reach up here? I wonder if he makes his pigeon fetch it for him.
Oh, is that a Matul helmet right there?
So, are you a Nope, wrong voice, that's Jowd. So, are you a manipulator too? I have ghost tricks, powers of the dead, yeah, but I can't control living creatures. Anywho, I think you'd better be very careful. That guy in red is a manipulator. Naturally, he knows about powers like yours. If he realizes you're here, things might get a little sticky. Alright, I'd better be careful. That's a good point. I don't really know what I'm supposed to try to do.
God. Yeah, because, like, you're going to have to get him out, right?
I guess. I don't know how I'm going to save Jowd.
I mean, this isn't Jowd, right?
Or, Cabanella, yeah. Like, I assume I'm gonna have to get into the floor or something. What does this helmet do? Anything? It rocks.
Rock?
I'm gonna have to do this when he's not looking. What's going on? I've never seen the ghost world like this. So, you're here, are you? You sense my presence. I noticed you. You think you can stop me,
He looks directly into the camera, dude.
I don't know why you're wearing my face, but you might as well give up now. I control everything. Damn it! Everything, including the life of this police inspector in white. Oh, he just does it immediately if we... Wait, don't shoot! Well.
I guess no. I was wondering, couldn't you get into the gun?
This other me knows the powers of the dead well. Who wouldn't notice what you just did? You were practically shouting, "Look at me, baby!" Looks like it might be hard to save you under these circumstances. Guess I can't use my powers right in front of him like that. Guess I better rewind the clock again and see if I can pick up any other clues. Yeah, makes sense. I can't do anything while he's looking. I think I have to wait for Cabanella to shoot him before I do anything. What else can I even reach around here? I can reach the phone.
Can you reach that stool behind him? I feel like you should be able to, like, ram it into him or something.
Yeah, I can't really get behind him is the problem, right? Like, when he gets shot, he goes onto the stool, and then the stool just moves him back. And we can't see what's in the basement. I can't get close enough.
Nice. He doesn't move that much, right? I'm trying to think if they move anything. Okay.
Okay, now I can get to the basement.
And then you can get to that floor thing.
Look at this place. This place exploded. What the fuck?
If you can get him down there and through that trap door, maybe?
What in the world happened here? I think I'm starting to remember. Something bad happened here. And now, there's another death line hidden here. What? Another death? Didn't I tell you from the start? Didn't I say there was a very important life valuable to the nation here? I thought you were talking about you. I'm just a crazy character in a white coat, baby.
Yeah. True.
Oh no, the Pigeon Man is down there. Come to think of it, where's that old pigeon guy? We're gonna have to save the pigeon, man. Hold on.
Hoist.
Oh no, the pigeon man! Measuring device.
Open.
I'm gonna actually have to come up with a voice for the pigeon. Excuse me. Are you awake? Boss, I never sleep during work hours. Professor, do you recognize me? There's only one crazy character in a white coat that I know of. He hasn't lost his memory. I'm not the type who likes losing things, but never mind that. Cabanella, this is quite a surprising guest you brought with you. Pretending like he didn't just blow up the place. Are you talking about me? Oh, this is a different guy, and I'm his guest, actually. Said he came to rescue us. Unlike you, my sharp friend, he still hasn't gotten his memory back. Pitiful. Ouch.
Wow!
That hurts. Anyway, now we'll be going back to 4 minutes before your death, in order to change your fate, that is.
Let's go.
But aren't we already in the past, man? But we can go back even further. I've done it before. I still don't see a path to saving Inspector Cabanella. But if we go back further, maybe I'll find a lead. Yeah, I mean, fucking, we're gonna have to nest these shits. You know what? I sent all my messages except for the Twitter one.
Flop Ramau.
Alright, that one's a button.
Oh, hey.
How many times do I have to tell you, Professor? This place is dangerous. Don't be daft. I can't. Nope, that's not his voice. Don't be daft. I can't leave now.
The gun.
The gun. He's completely dead, just as I thought. I'm getting a rating. But this is the source of his powers. If I remove it, he's not dead. He's just not there. The true form of the manipulator isn't something you can detect. It's a spirit. Ridiculous. So you figured it all out, huh? Trying to make evil Sissel sound a little bit different from regular Sissel.
Yeah.
You're a clever man, Inspector Cabanella. That pose. So it's really true. You're... my chat open. Ghost illusion. Those triggers on a horror test. I'm all guy also. I had a thing covering the chat. Oopsie. I don't anymore. I can see it now.
Oopsie whoopsie.
I wasted a lot of time tonight because of you, Inspector. I'm not clicked on the window anymore. But it's all just like you said. I died 10 years ago. This body is just a vessel, a shell. I control everything. This shell, people. Just like I controlled the Justice Minister in Lynn. So it's true, you were manipulating my baby that time. You made her shoot your shell. But why? Why would you do a thing like that? To create conclusive evidence. You know, on that security tape. Now she's a murderer too. She'll suffer just like Jowd did. Now then, Professor. I'm afraid it's time for you to die. I don't have any grudge against you. I'm even grateful to you. Oh yeah? So why don't you let me live then? I'll be leaving this country forever tonight. But before I do, I need to erase all evidence that these powers of mine exist. Along with the contraption in this room. What caused the room to explode? This time the thing will work the way it was meant to, and it'll be all over. Cupid won't turn this time. He'll shoot his little arrow this way. You should use the hatch. Professor, look out!
Ah.
Dynamite, eh? When the devil did he put that in there? He planned it all out tonight. Having my baby shoot him, having his corpse disappear. His corpse disappeared? Yeah, he's working with these motherfuckers. That medical examiner, remember him? He was a complete and utter imposter. I was wondering why he was blue like all the bad guys. He said he was gonna take the corpse back to the lab, but he'd already made a deal with the manipulator to meet him and give the body back. But I wasn't gonna let that happen, baby. Saw through their plan, eh? I noticed right away the medical examiner didn't know the first thing about examining a body. Among Us? Sus? I knew he was a fake, and so I tracked him down and bought him off. Bought him off? I had him smuggle the corpse to this room. I thought we could find the source of his powers. Of course, never in my wildest dreams did I think his abilities were powers of the dead. Anyway, there isn't much time. He's leaving the country before dawn. And I'm gonna follow him, of course, after I save you two. But something's been nagging in the back of my mind. I remember what Ray said to me tonight. He said that spirits cease to exist when the day breaks. But if that's true, how could a spirit from 10 years ago still be here? No time for thinking now, baby. Action is the name of the game. Work your magic and take us back, even further into the past. Yeah, because if we can stop this one, then Cabanella's never even in the position of the first thing.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
The chain will be broken.
What if I just... No use, I can't open it. Could the fact the professor was standing on it have anything to do with it? May look small, but I'm pretty heavy set. Mocha's body found sound effect as a redeem. That's pretty good. I should do that.
I was just thinking about that too. He's either that or an Among Us emote. Maybe both.
Sounds so proud of that fact, too. This door. Such a pity. Too bad it doesn't open downward. Sometimes life could be so hard. Wouldn't you agree, Professor? Yeah, that's why we're both dead. A door that opens downward, eh? All right, man. Jump in there and stop that explosion, would you? Easy enough for you to say. Foolish of you to say, too. If you stop the explosion, he'll just do me in some other way. Fair enough. Then jump in there and take care of that man in red, would you? I repeat, easy enough for you to say. Most likely impossible to boot. That huge explosion didn't even make him bat an eye. Well, what do you propose then, Prof, pray tell? Your best bet is to save me during the explosion without him noticing. Easy enough for you to say. Sheesh, what's with all these people? Anywho, jump in there and do something. Okay, so I'm gonna have to open the door before the explosion when he's looking at Cabanella. I guess. What in the world is this thing? This device has that meteorite data entered into it. If it detects Temsic radiation, it responds. Got that, kid? Isn't it a lovely thing? Guess sometimes it's important not to think about things too much. What a sorry pair. So, Temsic radiation, huh? So Temsic radiation means maybe when he got killed by that meteor, it's what triggered the ghost powers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't reach anything else from here is the problem. I think it's gonna be this door and this tire probably. Oh, there's a whole bunch of shit down there. Yeah, if he can get down the door without Sissel noticing. Time is passing. Yes, I'm aware.
I called it. I was right.
What?
Switzia has made his pick.
Oh, snake.
Snake!
Oh, you
Snake!
just can't open
Snake!
it. Could the fat guy in red standing on it have anything to do with it? Is he more heavy set than he looks to? What are you asking me? This door is such a pity. Too bad it doesn't open downward. Sometimes life can be hard. Wouldn't you agree, Professor? Yeah. I still can't go from here to anywhere else. The only thing I can reach is the door. So, like, it's gotta be the door. Stop standing on the door, dipshit. Stop. They're just always standing on it. Yeah. Now can I reach this? I can. Does this do anything? Fool, what do you think you're doing? Just thought I'd try it out. If you do, you're gonna set the contraption in motion. Oh, yeah. I just thought. He just thought he'd blow me up is what he thought.
Oh, wait, that's the bomb.
That was my bad.
Okay.
There aren't a whole lot of things I can use my tricks on in this room. Yeah, because you can see the dynamite back there if you look.
Yeah, it's not attached to the gun. I thought this was like the other room.
Erase all evidence. Along with the contraption in this room. As you perhaps have already noticed, time is running out, baby. Yeah, no perhaps about it, I know. But you know, there aren't a whole lot of things I can use my ghost tricks on in here. Looks like it's all over. Unless I find another path, I'm sort of at a deadlock here. Sissel. Hey, I know that voice. Missile! Help me! Where are you? Find me! Before I'm carried away!
The leaf.
What's with the frail sound and call for help? He's here somewhere. Friend of yours. Yup, a little guy that looks a little fragile but has strength that'd surprise you. Always asking you to find him. And before he's carried away, no less. I'm almost out of time. Should I look for him? Where would he even be? Where are you? He's down there! Sissel, here I am! Oh hey, it's Missile! What are you doing there? You really have to ask? Seriously, are you going there? No, that's okay, never mind. Anyway, I need your powers. Will you help me out? Of course! Here, let me come join you. Gonna jump into the tire. Okay, here I am, Sissel. Now maybe things will flow in a new direction. Even though the flow of the sewer is a little bit stinky. Fate changed. Alright, what can I swap? Though, I don't know if I can really swap anything. That's the problem. Alright, what's around? What's around that he can even reach? Lamp, ball. Trash can lid. Those squeaky guys are making a fuss about something. Sissel, my animal instincts are starting to surface. If you mean what you want to chase them, I think you have to be alive to do that. Must be some kind of rat feast in that trash can. Those things usually make a bigger commotion than that. A bigger commotion, eh? Okay, let's stop that explosion. No, we can't do that. Okay, let's take care of that man in red then. No, we can't do that either. We can't do this. We can't do that. What can we do? We let the explosion happen. Then we rescue the old pigeon guy without the man in red noticing. And your powers are the key to it all, the Missile. Oh, I don't know about that, but I'll do my best. Talking about a matter of seconds. We can't miss our chance. Am I supposed to swap the trash can lid with the... What am I trying to swap? What am I swapping? Telephone, that doesn't help me. Lamp. Ball. Boy cake. No, nothing. Nice. What do you get over there? Wow, you can reach real far, buddy. Oh wait, these can swap. Alright, what do you got? What do you got,
That makes so much noise.
No, it's underground. Doesn't matter. Rat feast, rat feast, rat feast, rat feast. Now that's what I'd call some proper commotion. Making that trash can dance. Truth be told, I feel like dancing now myself. It's getting harder and harder to hold back my wild instincts. Back. What a dangerous bunch. Okay, alright, okay, alright, okay. I don't see how this helps. Oh, it's gonna swap. I can swap it once it lands. Come on, come on. flat, be flat, be flat, be flat, be flat. Be flat. Yeah! Look out! Oh, he jumped in front of him. There we go, there we go. Now we're doing it.
That's
now we're
progress,
cooking.
baby.
Sorry, little pigeon. As for you, Inspector, I have a little job for you. I can't move. I think I have 4 or 5 broken bones. I don't mind. It won't prevent me from manipulating you. It might make it hurt a little bit when I move you, though. Quite a bit, actually. Damn you! Good down there, old man?
My back is broken.
I can't believe it. You ought actually pulled it off. Sorry, Inspector Cabanilla. I couldn't do anything to help you. And there I am, a poor broken heap of arms and legs. But no matter, I enjoyed the show. The magic disappearing act, that is. Nothing like it, baby. Yeah, except, unlike a normal magic trick, I'm the one that managed to vanish without a trace here. Updated the phone book. Fate averted. Okay, so now that he's alive, he can help, probably, right? The matter? You look like you'd rather be dead, not that you aren't. I was just remembering the fact that right about now, the real me is giving the poor Justice Minister a real fright. Oh, that phone call? Yeah, he was pretty upset.
Excuse me, mister. You really shouldn't be mean like that.
And what's this lively little creature? Oh, this little doggy is the warrior who keeps Camilla safe. Or he would be if he was actually still full of life. Camilla? Gods in heaven, what a terrible thing! That poor little girl taken hostage. Roll twist of fate indeed.
Wait just a minute. Miss Camilla is a hostage?
Yes, we're sorry, little warrior.
Miss Camilla? A hostage? What's a hostage?
Anyway, Inspector Cabanilla, it's time to save your life now. But you couldn't get very far when you tried before, am I right?
But this time it's different, right, Sissel?
That's right. With us working together, it's a whole different situation. We'll save the Inspector in white, and then we'll go rescue Camilla, okay?
Okay, let's hurry up and get through this.
Gee, kids, you're making me feel like an afterthought. Are we still down here? Alright, let's get started. Inspector Cabanilla is upstairs, so our first step is to get up there.
Sissel, I'll go up first and wait for you.
Okay, bye. Okay, Lovey-Dove, we need your help. Carry this measuring device upstairs. It has Mr. Ghost in it, so don't drop it. That's a strong pigeon. Alright, back up.
There you are, Sissel.
Sorry for the wait, Missile. 4 minutes from now, the Inspector will be killed by a gun. You just jump in there and stop him from firing, would you? There you go, get all that stuff. Besides, it doesn't make any sense. If you stop him from firing, he'll just kill you some other way.
Wait a minute, that sounds familiar.
Yup, same situation as mine. The best bet this time around is to allow him to shoot and then save Cabanella without him noticing. Ooh, it's even worse than last time. Anywho, jump in there and do something.
Okay, I'm ready to jump in, Sissel. Don't forget, whenever...
Oh my god, am I gonna swap the bullet for the helmet?
Oh my god, dude. Well, I mean...
I mean, what else can I do? Oh.
Right?
Why is there an identical hat over here? Oh, you know what? The helmet might still kill him. Maybe I have to swap the hat, the helmet, for the... Yeah, there's
Like,
nothing...
there's no way he doesn't notice the helmet being swapped, right?
Yeah, well, maybe. Because the helmet, no, he knocked it down.
Because it's behind him, so the bullet won't hit him when you swap the helmet. And
Yeah,
the
I'm still
bullet.
stuck in this. I'm stuck in this motor. The hat he might not notice, but Missile can't manipulate things. He can only swap things. And that is way too far away. Now this
Okay,
is
now
on
you
the
can
ground.
move.
But now I can't. Now I can't reach the helmet. Well, I mean, I can get Missile over here now, so that's nice. Yeah, he's doing the pointing. I think I'm just gonna have to watch this one. Okay, he's not looking now.
Oh, did you see that? That bad Sissel turned around.
You have to call him that. But yeah, maybe this is our chance to try some ghost tricks.
The only time he takes his eyes off me, too.
You have something to do it now. Time to take the first steps towards saving the inspector. Okay, so I think I do have to have Sissel knock down this helmet or something. But I can't reach it now. Oh wait, the lamp. I can turn the lamp. What was that? Nothing. Don't worry about it. Alright, where am I right now? Where is Sissel? I still can't reach the motor, though, is the problem. Okay, I'm in the helmet, but that doesn't really help me. Let's get Missile back over here. Because if I have to swap the helmet for the bullet, that's something, right? I probably have to swap the helmet for the hat, but I don't know how I'm going to get the hat over here is the problem. Yeah, he's talking. That's the kind of guy you are. Then he shoots him.
I got nothing to say to you. You never listen anyway.
Okay, now Sissel can reach this.
Yikes, I'm a little scared right now. Why did he die?
Because he's already dead. He died 10 years ago. I knew full well he wouldn't die if I shot him.
Why'd you go to the trouble of shooting him at all? Time's almost up. That's enough chit-chat. Now the situation has changed slightly. These last split seconds are our chance. Okay, I gotta move the ladder. I think I gotta knock down the hat. Onto there. Okay. Now Missile can swap the hat for the book. I don't know what that does for me, I'll be honest. Okay, alright. Now, am I going to use the hat to catch the bullet?
That doesn't make sense.
No, it does not. But I think that's where it's going. Okay, alright, okay.
Well, would you look at that? Right on the hook.
I love knit hats. So soft and so warm, and most of all, soft.
Okay, now that I'm looking at it, it has the same shape as the helmet you just knocked out. Aha, I thought so. I don't know how that helps me, though, is the problem.
He's gonna bend down and pick it up, and the bullet will go over his head.
Well, once this moves out of the way, I can swap them, but I don't know how that'll help me. Alright, let's just wait a second. Move the lamp. Another condition of my deal. Wipe out everybody who knew about him. You're gonna shoot, it's too late.
Again? I'm gonna get shot again?
No, wait, our chance is coming up.
The last split second, right? Leave it to me.
Oh my god, yes! The bullet. Well, would you look at that? The bullet is hanging midair between the gun and the inspector's forehead.
Now's our chance. I'm in here in the bullet right now. Let's swap this little thing with something else.
What?
Which is why you're supposed to swap it with the toque, because it's soft.
That's why we needed to get the hat over here, because the helmet would have still killed him, I think, going at helmet speed, going at bullet speed. It's got to be something here with the same shape and direction as the bullet. Oh, the helmet's facing a different way. The hat isn't.
Oh, you're right.
What?
Now what just happened?
Now he must have noticed that he didn't just shoot that man, and he's in fact a hat. I don't think he noticed. Looks like he pulled off another magic disappearing act. And now I say again, I love knit hats. So warm and most of all, soft.
Did I do all right?
Did a fine job, little one. You saved another life.
And I'll keep doing it too, over and over.
Cleared the red light, green light challenge. Divert fate without any deaths after the final fate main. What I just saw in these 4 minutes gave me all the answers I've been looking for. All our research these past 10 years pales in comparison, right, Professor? You two are working together? That's about the size of it, yeah. Who would believe a story about a manipulator? So we pursued it ourselves, just the two of us. Quite a crazy character myself, after all.
Okay, let's hurry back to our time. We have to rescue Miss Camilla.
Right, Missile. There's a certain guy I have to follow, too. Yeah, we need to find out who he's following. I don't think we know that. Hey, Cabanella, are you okay? After completing his revenge on Inspector Cabanella, the man in red left. Now a new story is about to unfold in a new present. How you feeling, you old crazy character? The scarf is so long. Hey there, Prof. We're both alive, I see. Yeah, nothing like it, baby. But I don't know if I'm getting old or what. I got a few aches and pains here and there. Used to be a little thing like an explosion wouldn't bother me. Yeah, right, like I'm going to believe that. So what, the guy in red is gone, eh? Just in case, I posted special investigation units all around the building. Let's just pray the boys came through for us. Damn it, you picked a bad time not to listen to me, body of mine. Alright, let's zoop into some guys, shall we? Oh, hey, Missile's still here. If I knew things were gonna end up like this, I would have tried to die in that explosion, baby. That way I could have been dancing after Big Red by now. Might be able to erase death, but it's true that I can't do much about injuries. But really, you shouldn't talk that way. Yeah, sorry, I suppose you're right. I just hate feeling so helpless. He was right there within my grasp. All our plans were resting on tonight, and then this had to happen. Guess he's thinking about his spotless record. It's not too late, Inspector. We still have a chance. Maybe I can catch him. Say, you're right. That's not a bad idea. I'll cooperate with you fully. Go ahead and fire away with any questions you like, Mr. Ghost. Revenge. That guy mentioned revenge. Revenge against the people who stole his life away 10 years ago. He's a fool. He's the one who made the decision to take that little girl hostage, and he wound up dead. He only has himself to blame. But what about the one he said this? I was murdered by all of you. Detective Jowd, who forced me into a corner, Lynn, the girl who was playing in the park, and finally you, Inspector Cabanella. If you hadn't done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at that kid. Yes, 10 years ago on that day, the Special Investigation Unit was working on a certain big case. We hauled in a young man, an important witness to our investigation. And then I did it. I made two very stupid mistakes. Detective, I'm telling you, I don't know anything about it. Fine, fine. You're under no obligation to talk, of course. But if you don't, the Special Investigation Unit can make the rest of your life a living hell. But I'd just been assigned to the Special Investigation Unit, you see. They didn't share much info on big cases with a newbie like me yet, and I wanted to impress them. It was only supposed to be a simple matter of taking a statement.
but I was too green. I pushed him too hard. I drove him into a corner and made him lose all hope. That was my first mistake. And then I made another mistake on top of that.
You let him go, didn't you? Campanella, got a minute? The chief wants to see you about your report.
Got it. I'll be right there. You stay here and be a good boy now.
Oh, hey, there's another word for you, Mola guy.
And that's when I did it. I left it behind in the interrogation room. My gun.
You did what? How do you do that? How could you?
Used my gun to escape. What is said is true. If I hadn't made that mistake, he never would have had a gun to point at Lynn in the first place.
How the fuck did you manage that?
We first found out about the manipulator's existence during certain overseas communication.
Overseas communication?
For national security purposes, this country keeps tabs on the communication networks. This particular communication was about making a deal with a certain foreign country. He said he wanted them to buy him and his powers. That's how we first heard about him. Of course, we didn't know what he looked like at the time. And in order to prove these powers of his, he gave them two predictions. He foresaw two completely preposterous, impossible cases. The case of a man who would sing national secrets during a live rock concert broadcast. And the case of a man who would take the chief commissioner hostage in his own office.
Those two inmates at the special prison, eh?
We kept tabs on their
Yeah?
communications and launched an investigation. Then finally we pinpointed where they were going to meet tonight and staked it out.
That restaurant, the Chicken Kitchen.
The manipulator plans on leaving this country tonight on a submarine that belongs to the other country in this deal.
Submarine?
But we haven't been able to find out where it's going to surface. It's terrifying to think what would happen if his powers were to fall into their hands.
Right, highly unlikely they'd use them for peaceful purposes.
And now they have that little girl as a hostage.
Camilla.
We have to stop him before he leaves the country.
This spotless record of yours, is it really that important to you?
Of course, baby. In some ways, it's more important to me than my life.
Than your life, eh?
After all, it's because of my record that I'm able to get my hands on all intel as head of the Special Investigation Unit. And because of my position, I get to direct all aspects of the investigation into the manipulator case.
The manipulator case? That's why you cared about your record so much?
Of course! Why else, baby? I mean, I could never believe it, man. Jowd shooting Alma. I didn't care that he confessed. There was definitely something more to the story. Some secret. I did everything I could to climb the ladder. Everything in my power. And then I finally found the answer. Took 5 long years, though. The manipulator. He's gonna prove that Jowd is innocent.
What incredible determination. There's one thing I just don't understand. If you were so determined to help Detective Jowd, why did you help him escape from prison? Why didn't you help him escape from prison?
That's an easy one, baby. Escaping from prison is a crime.
Yeah?
I wasn't about to help him commit a crime after spending 5 years trying to prove him innocent. And he himself has to be executed, you know. As a man of the law, I had to make sure the execution was stopped legally. And that's why I brought him before the Justice Minister, too. I needed to buy as much time as I possibly could, baby.
That's it, eh? There's one little unfortunate result of all this. Lynn completely misunderstood your intentions.
Ha! What's a little misunderstanding? My baby will come around, give it time. But there are more important things to do with our time tonight.
What about you, pal? This the superintendent? Do you mind if I talk to you for a minute? I haven't always been a junkyard superintendent, you know. I used to be a part of the police. The police, huh? Not as a detective, but as a medical examiner. I investigated victims' cause of death. 10 years ago, I was asked to autopsy a strange corpse. Hit by a meteorite fragment and died instantly. That's what the police report said. There was no signs of life. He was definitely dead, but I never filed an autopsy report. That's because the corpse suddenly vanished, leaving behind only one clue. An unusual corpse. I bet that's what I've been chasing all night. Could you tell me more? Yeah, sure. I have an interest in you recovering your memory and finding your true identity, too. That's the only way I can describe it, too. It was an unusual corpse. He was dead, all right, no question about that. But there wasn't a scratch on him. Not a scratch, but I thought he was hit by a meteorite fragment. I don't understand it any more than you do. I was completely bewildered, but when I tried to autopsy him, I was even more puzzled. I couldn't perform the autopsy. Couldn't? What do you mean? The scalpel went in, but it wouldn't cut. As soon as I tried to make an incision, it would heal up in the very next instant. And that's how it went, and no scarring or blood either. And I never had the chance to solve the mystery. That's because the corpse up and vanished on us. The morgue is well guarded. Nobody could have stolen that body. There is one way the corpse could have disappeared. What's that? Got up and walked out. Yeah, it got up, opened the door, and walked out on its own. What? He was dead, but he wasn't dead. We saw with our own eyes tonight. Not even that explosion could kill him. He didn't even feel it when he slammed his fist on that stove. Corpse left behind some data from some testing I did. I got some readings for some kind of radiation coming off that body. Radiation? I used all kinds of instruments, but I couldn't determine exactly what kind of radiation it was. Some undiscovered type from a world unknown. Wait a minute, could it be? That's right, it was coming from that meteorite fragment. Oh, it's still in his body or something? I went to that park and tested the spot where the meteorite fell. And just as I expected, I detected radiation coming from that crater. It was the exact same pattern of radiation as that of the corpse. At the time, I thought it was some kind of immortal being. He would die only to come back to life. I wanted to research it in depth, so I quit my job as a police medical inspector. Examiner, whatever. Several years later, came to learn the connection between my research and the manipulator case. Thanks to the arrival of this crazy character here.
Oh, stop now, Professor. Do you want to see me blush?
It was about a year ago, I'd say. This man in white came dancing into my research lab here. Imagine a man enters your room that way.
I tell him to get out.
I heard there was an oddball here who's researching Temsic. Is that you, baby?
I love that the pigeon fucking nods his head when he's walking. Who are you to be calling anybody an oddball?
I was investigating the manipulator case then. And then I'd heard there was a man who quit the police force to study the meteorite. When I heard that, it was like a meteorite had struck me on the head. At the time, we were just starting to get leads on this manipulator. We didn't know who he was yet, but we knew he was communicating with a certain foreign country. In one of those communications, we heard the manipulators say this: "The source of my power is not of this world." And that's when I put two and two together, baby. The manipulator case and Temsic was somehow connected.
Which also explained how 5 years ago he used his powers to manipulate a birthday surprise a little girl made for her mother.
He added that gun to the contraption, most likely by controlling Camilla.
Oh. I was wondering why there was a gun there. That contraption in the basement here. You built that to try and help Detective Jowd? That's right. Jowd and I worked together back when I was with the Force. I used the reports of his case to try and recreate the device, but there was just one part of it that I couldn't reproduce no matter how hard I tried. Camilla told Jowd it did something it shouldn't have, made an impossible move. I added that part to the device I recreated. I put in a part that would allow the Cupid to rotate, otherwise the gun wouldn't fire. So that must mean somebody manipulated Camilla's contraption.
As a result, we proved to ourselves that the manipulator actually existed.
Hey, Lynn.
Inspector Cabanella!
Hey, baby. I'm in pain. Sorry about that phone call. I must have sounded like a real villain. I hated to spoil your image of me, of that cool cat inspector you always looked up to.
Is that really the image she had of him? I keep forgetting that Missil's also in here right now. He's a book, I think.
Inspector Cabanella, I'm sorry. I just heard. You were chasing after that man all this time to try and help Detective Jowd.
This manipulator's such a dangerous character. I was hoping you didn't have to be involved.
So that's why you had me arrested tonight, isn't it?
Like I always say, if somebody's in the way, throw him in the slammer.
Yikes.
Tonight, I really thought we finally had him. But my body gave out on me right at the critical moment. It's like a cruel joke. Ha ha ha! But a joke is a joke. You might as well laugh. Jowd?
The minister called off the execution order. And while he was at it, he let Detective Jowd go free until tomorrow morning, too.
That's pretty extreme while he was at it. Everyone is here.
Sorry I took so long to get here. You can leave the rest to me. There you go again. You've always been like that. You make everybody else run around, then you swoop in at the last second.
Jowd. Ah, he's got his coat. 5 years ago, you left this coat with me just before you turned yourself in. I promised to give it back to you one day. That's a strong pigeon.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Just over his prison jumpsuit, dude.
Really good.
I've been waiting so long, Detective Jowd. Waiting for this day to come.
Thanks for not giving up on me, Lynn. Okay, I'm off then. Good luck, my old friend. This present you gave me, it's just what I needed. Thank you. Glad you like it.
Fucking Jowd's stance is incredibly powerful.
Sissel,
a
are you
wide
there?
boy.
Yeah, I'm here.
You and I have to go find that man. I need your help. Will you do this with me?
Sure, but how? We don't know where the submarine is and the phone line doesn't work.
They use communication cables to make their calls. We'll get you hooked up somehow. You'll see. Could you wait here until we do, please?
Okay, fine. I'm counting on you.
This true self you're looking for? I bet you'll find it soon. Alright, I'm leaving, Inspector Cabanella.
It's almost dawn. I'm not who I thought I was. I'm actually further from knowing who I am than ever. Now I don't feel so alone. Each one of us, for his or her own reasons, is looking for the truth. Together, I think we can shed light on these mysteries and drive away the darkness. But it's almost dawn. Achievement. It does make an achievement noise now.
Yeah, they updated it.
That's a lot of fucking things I just got. Jesus. Chapter 16, 4:19 a.m.
So we have 5 chapters left.
That's quite a big jump. I think we were at like 1 a.m. before.
It checks out.
Lynn kept the promise about getting me hooked up. About 2 hours before dawn, the phone rang. Hello?
This is Jowd. Sissel, are you listening? We need your powers. No time to talk. We'll be waiting for you.
Is Missile gonna help too? He's still a chair, right? Control room. Don't look at me like that. Well, you'd better get going. This long night is drawing to an end. Yeah, looks like it. Thank you for all your help tonight. I'm the one who should be thanking you. Who's flying the plane? At the other end of the phone line, I'm finally gonna find all my answers. I'd better go. And Missel's coming too, right? A single telephone line connects me and the other Sissel, but that single line spreads out like a spider's web to withstand the fates of many people. Holy shit. And I just reached the center of the web. It sure is a whole submarine in here. A light. Welcome to the Yonoa.
Detective Jowd.
Oh, it's him.
My detective senses must have gotten rusty. I didn't even sense your presence here in the dark. That's because I switched the power to my mask off, Detective Jowd. I used your phone, hope you don't mind.
Egad, never thought you'd track us here, especially seeing as you're a death row inmate.
And I'm equally surprised about your choice of transportation. A submarine, eh?
But how did you find us, my man? Not even the police knew where the Yonoa was going to surface, confound it.
We detectives have a little saying. If there's something you want to know about a case, ask the criminals. The bullet the man in red was shot with had a radio transmitter in it. I have a little something for you.
And that had the tracker.
Cabanella has given me some pretty weird presents in the past, but they always prove useful. This one was a radio receiver made to look like a pocket watch.
Yes, Inspector Cabanella. I hear he's an excellent investigator.
By the way, where is that man in red? I know he's on this submarine somewhere.
Ah, Sissel, you mean?
Oh, ho, ho,
Ah.
ho, ho, ho. You!
You can relax. That's nothing but his shell.
His shell, eh?
His spirit isn't here right now. Most likely right about now, he's controlling your daughter.
Please, I beg you, let my daughter go. If you need a hostage, take me. Just please let her go.
Bah! There's something our nation needs. Sissel has it. That's all we care about, my man. Nothing else matters. However, it would appear Sissel has underestimated us. He's left behind his precious bargaining chip here.
Bargaining chip?
Our nation has already researched it. This product that Sissel has to offer. The source of his powers.
Meteorite fragment.
What in the world was that?
The Temsig fragment. It gives spirits special powers. And now our deal with Sissel is concluded, as far as we're concerned.
What are you talking about?
Tisk tisk, what a mistake to make, right at the most crucial moment.
Then what about Missile?
Now then, Detective Jowd. Farewell.
What? What? What?
It's a modular submarine.
What in the world? The whole room just vanished. Detective Jowd, where did he go? Holy shit. What now? I think I heard an explosion somewhere. In any case, Lynn and the little lady should be here somewhere. I smell danger. I better find them and fast. Missel's still here, right? Missile?
How does Missile have
So you're here.
powers then?
It's Missile.
Yes, I think even I remember who you are by now. What do you suppose that shock was a minute ago?
I have no idea, of course. I'm just a little sheltered apartment dog.
With my loss of memory, I can't say I'm much better.
Anyway, let's hurry up and go save Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla.
You think that trusty nose of yours can sniff them out?
Sorry to say, I don't think it can.
Then who was phone?
Sissel is phone.
Who was
We are in the phone right now.
You might as well be wearing the gumshoe coat also. Like, I thought it was very similar. Why did I even bother to ask? But you do have the power to swap objects, so let's go find that lady detective and the little lady together.
You got it.
Why is the phone... Oh, because that's where the phone falls when it's... The telephone is ringing.
Wow! It's Miss Camilla, I just know it. My trusty nose is practically screaming at me.
I think you'd call that more of a hunch. Anyway, let's get to that phone before it stops ringing.
You bet.
So, if the ghost powers come from the meteorite fragments, why does Missile have ghost powers?
Because when Missile died, he was very close to the meteor fragment, remember? When he
I
got
thought
hit
it had
by
to be
that
like
bike.
I thought you had to be embedded with it, like the Ben in Red's
also mean
body
that-
was.
That must also mean that whoever the red guy is must have, whoever we are must have been, maybe it's just proximity to it, right? So whoever we are must have been somebody with proximity to him too.
Maybe.
Can't reach anything. Swap ball with smaller ball. Oh, there we go. Can I switch the lights? That'd be insane, right? I just want to know if I can. Oh, okay, let's switch back to you. Okay, now you go up there, please. Let's get Sissel over here. Oops.
That works, I guess.
I think I just heard another little explosion in the distance. I got a bad feeling about this.
Sissel, look. That black hello, it came off the hook.
Oh, I better answer it fast. Come on, change back. Who am I right now? I've been hitting the wrong ghost button.
You're Missile right now. Now you're Sissel.
There we go.
Hello, is anybody there?
It's her, the little lady. It's Sissel. Where are you?
Somebody please answer.
Guess you can't hear my voice.
You too, huh? Oh good, I thought she was ignoring me. Somebody help me. Lynn is...
She said Lynn.
Miss Lynn!
You better hurry.
Let's go, Sissel.
Go there. God damn it, Lynn.
It's no use.
Oh
Nobody's
my
answering.
god.
This makes 5, I think.
I guess she gets a free Sunday.
Miss Camilla, and Miss Lynn. Oh, poor Miss Lynn.
Yeah, she can't seem to catch a break. Looks like another tragedy has happened. Sorry to keep you waiting, little lady.
Sissy, I knew you'd come.
God.
Miss Camilla! And Missile, too. I'm so glad to see you're all right. Well, I wouldn't say I'm all right exactly. Hey, wait a minute. Missile, your voice. I think I remember hearing it somewhere before.
I vote Missile to be the new protagonist. Fucking Missile's the best.
I mean,
My voice?
the guy implied that there would be a second ghost trick if this sold well enough. Missile
God,
game.
Missile game. That's right, Camilla has a call now, so that means she did hear Missile's voice before when he saved her that time.
So that was you, wasn't it, Missile? You're the one who saved me in the park tonight. Thank you. Miss Camilla, I'm so glad I was born your little doggy.
Hey, Missile, you stay here and watch over your mistress for a while.
Huh? But don't you need my powers?
I'll see what I can do on my own for a while. After all, you're the only one who can protect her.
Okay, I'll do it. Thank you, Missile.
Thank you, Missile. Work time. Wonder what happened this time. I better talk to the little lady a little more. And then I better do something about the detective lady. Ghost. I keep on hitting the wrong button to ghost. No wonder it's not working. Can I talk to you a minute?
Yes, Sissy?
Can you tell me about what happened to you? Huh? What happened after I last saw you at your old house?
Oh, let's see. After that, I think I fell asleep. Woke up to the sound of an engine.
So she was already in the submarine by then, eh?
I thought to myself, I have to escape. Next thing I knew, I found myself in this big room. I was so tired I couldn't move, and then... Camilla!
Good, it's just like the Morpheus me.
I was so relieved, I don't remember what happened after that.
Must have passed out, the poor thing. You've been through so much. You were very brave.
I think Lynn's probably been through more than me.
You've both been brave. Spin the wheel. Lynn!
Oh, Sissel, you're here!
Lynn, what in the world happened here?
I don't know.
Huh?
I just sort of blacked out all of a sudden. Next thing I know, I was dead.
I guess you wouldn't know in that case.
Where's Detective Jowd? Is he alright?
I don't I don't know.
Huh?
The room he was in just disappeared all of a sudden.
Now it's all making even less sense than before.
After we left the Supers office, we followed after the man in red. We tracked him with that radio transmitter Inspector Cabanella fired into him with the bullet. The man in red took a boat out to sea from a small harbor on the edge of town. Did Lynn die again? Fuck yeah, she did, Molly. That makes 5, baby.
Detective Jowd and I managed to secretly stow away on his boat. Then we sneaked onto the submarine with him when it surfaced.
How the fuck did you manage that?
Before long, the submarine dove back down again. Detective Jowd and I decided to split up. He would take care of the telephone line, and I would look for Camilla. I found Camilla hiding here in the engine room. She had escaped and run away here.
Wow, that's quite an adventure. What happened next?
I don't know.
Huh?
There was a flash of white all of a sudden. Next thing I know, I was dead.
Oh boy, sounds like it'd be quicker to see for myself. Never mind.
Never
mind. I'm done talking to you. I'm just gonna go back in time now. Yes, you know, our engine room. 4 minutes before death.
Camilla, are you okay?
What the fuck is... Whoa! Whoa!
Camilla?
Oh, right. Sissel was in there.
He's
I forgot.
Hello, Lynn. Or is it Detective now? It's been 10 years since we last met. Are you really that man from the park 10 years ago? Well, I see there's no need to introduce myself. Give Camilla back. She has nothing to do with any of this. Afraid I can't do that. This is my last chance. The phone is ringing. It's not for me. Nobody ever calls the dead. The fact that you're here means that my revenge plan has failed. Revenge plan? It didn't happen tonight, did it? His execution. Well, knowing him, I half expected as much. That's why I was waiting here like this, waiting for him to show up. Wouldn't it be just what he wanted, to be executed by his own daughter? I heard about 10 years ago. I feel sorry about what happened to you. But revenge? Nobody could possibly know what I've... What in the world? An explosion? Uh-oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. Have I been had? Look out!
Oh no. Lynn! Revenge, huh? That's a feeling I just can't understand.
Of course not. You're not him.
She's right, I'm not him, am I?
He was going to shoot Detective Jowd as Camilla when he came to rescue her. It's just too horrible.
Anyway, let's bring you back to life. Again.
You didn't have to add the again part.
Well... Yeah, I've been wondering at what point somebody is going to die on purpose to be able to rewind time. Oops, nope. Wrong, incorrect. Let's see, the cause of death this time was that mysterious explosion. I'm pretty up for it then, woman.
You know how detectives love a good mystery? It's like a shot of vitamins.
What do you mean for a dead woman? Anyway, guess we should look for a way to stop that explosion. Alright, let's do this thing. Finding clues is like a dose of minerals to a detective. I'm afraid with my memory loss, I have no idea what vitamins or minerals are. Nope, wrong. I can't reach anything from here. Are you fucking kidding me? Can I reach the gun now? Nope. I literally can't reach anything from here. What the hell? I don't think I can reach it until she goes forward. Yes, I know the time is passing, man. I can't... I wish I could do something about it. I really do. Point the gun, not Sissel. Or actually, I guess he is Sissel. Now I'm curious. Oh, I can't control the gun. I'm curious what the phone is about, though. Let's find out. No use. I can't get the line to work. That's funny. Thought I could use the phone in the past if someone was calling. What are you talking about? The receiver has to be off the hook first, silly. Well, don't look at me. I can't do it. I don't have any hands or feet right now. Somebody please answer the phone. If you want something done, you have to do it yourself. All right. How am I going to answer the phone? Let's see. A bunch of things I can turn. What does this do? Hey, there we go. Hey, we somehow managed to knock down the receiver. Somehow managed? Who's to say that's not how I planned it? Come on, hurry. Now's your chance to get the phone. It might be Detective Jowd. He's right. I better check it out. Hello? Anybody there? If anybody's still there, get yourself here on the double. We're about to head out. Speak up. Why don't you answer? Anyway, come if you're coming. We're leaving. Did you have to die inside? I know, right? I mean, might as well go. Here we get. So it must be true what they say, that there are restless ghosts on board. Updated the phone book. Oh my god, look at all the submarine tube. That does it. I promised to turn over a new leaf, Mom. Hey, this is the room we were in before. Who is he calling restless ghosts? Well, it's true neither one of us is really resting in peace. Anyway, it looks like the sub just lost one of its crew. That means the fate of this sub has changed slightly.
Sissel has underestimated us. He's left behind his precious bargaining chip here.
Bargaining chip?
Oh, so we can... It's Detective Jowd! What's going on there? I saw this little deal go down once before. In just a moment, the man in red is about to get his Temsic fragment taken away. Are we supposed to go stop it, I guess, probably? What do you think these do? I don't get it. What's happening? They decided to conclude the deal without the other party present. They're just gonna go ahead and steal the Temsic fragment. Huh? But that's cheating! I think we have more important things to think about right now. Where's the Temsic fragment going to go? Okay, I'm up here now, so when the Temsic fragment gets swapped, I should be able to jump into it, I think. Right? Probably? Yeah, because there's a little... Oh yeah, let's see. I've got to get in there. I don't think the phone's going to help me. I might as well just follow this and see where it goes.
Later, losers!
What is that? I just came back from switching the laundry. What is happening?
We found out what happened to the Temsic fragment. We followed it, and we jumped into it when it fell into the ceiling, and it loaded into this little rocket.
Ah, the Temsic fragment. You're mine at last!
He's just rubbing it on his face.
Yeah.
The objective has been achieved. Now we detach the control room as planned.
Yes, sir. Farewell, sir.
I bet it just explodes.
Sissel, what just happened? The whole room just disappeared with Detective Jowd in it.
Don't worry, Lynn. I bet Detective Jowd can take care of himself. Main thing right now is rescuing you and the little lady. That is the last puzzle, saving Sissel.
Can't believe this is happening. Now then, I'd better hurry along before Sissel discovers what he's lost and comes after me. You know it will be his coffin.
Oh no.
May it lie buried here in the deep sea forever. Farewell, Sissel.
Oh, he just fires the fucking he just fires the torpedoes inside. And then that opens up and he just leaves. Like some BS reason lets us go back 10 years. Oh, no, yeah, that's... I mean, I was assuming it'd be something like that. Like, there's no way this game ends without us saving Camilla's mom somehow, right? That would be crazy. So that's the cause of that giant explosion. Huh? What is? Don't tell me that's another thing you've forgotten. The torpedo. It's like... Well, you've heard of a missile before, haven't you? Yeah, sure. But a different missile comes more readily to mind. It looks like he plans to sink the submarine with that thing. This is not good. We have to do something before that torpedo is fired. Reach anything from here? Reach a lever.
So, question. Is this a visual novel?
I think this has too much game in it to be a visual novel.
Because lots of visual novels have game in it.
Ace Attorney, I think, is a visual novel for sure, for sure. But wouldn't saving Camilla's mom majorly change the timeline? Yes.
Yes.
By a lot. Well, that's the thing. It's not necessarily a BS reason. Like, we went back a couple of hours already when we saved that park guy, because the park guy died at midnight, and I think we saved him at like 2 o'clock. It basically will just take you to 4 hours before whoever's death you're trying to fix. So it could take us to 4 hours before 10 years ago.
We can't let it launch. But what can we do? Let's just get to the torpedo as fast as we can. Maybe we can find a way to stop it somehow.
Somehow.
A true detective never gives up.
Well, we certainly can't just ignore it. What if we just detach it? Well... There's no time, it's gonna launch.
Don't worry, we can still find a way to stop it.
What? How?
Even if the torpedo does launch, we just have to stop it from detonating, right? There's still something we can do.
I hope. Why was the I hope at the end of that? The strongest part of that sentence.
Okay, here goes.
Wow.
Wow, guys.
What are we doing? Oh my god, why is there a mouse in here? Rat! What is happening? Poor rat. I came along for the ride without giving it too much thought. But was this really the best move?
I think so. We just have to keep it from going off, right?
Poor rat.
I'm sure this poor little rat will thank us too.
How in the world did it get in here? What is this?
I think these outside parts are supposed to be weights of some sort.
Spinning black things, right?
Apparently the spinning helps the torpedo maintain its balance. It must be pretty heavy. I don't know if we can use these weights to our advantage somehow.
When stopping the gyroscope, yeah.
If we stop both of them going up, then it'll go high.
Into the submarine?
Nope. Well, it'll change the weight of the thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, it'll sink it is what'll happen.
Ah.
So the missile will go down, and it'll also stop. Great, we dumped the little creature off. Wow, those weights were heavy enough to turn the whole torpedo over. Now for that safety device. Right. You know how a torpedo works? No, I can't say I do. Wow, detectives sure know a lot. I saw it explained once in a book. On impact, the fuse in the tip is depressed. That in turn sets off the detonator. Detonator, huh? That must be the red button. So how do we stop it? They didn't explain anything about that in the book. Yeah, detectives sure know a lot and whatnot. Operate the joint? How do I do? Oh, we locked. Now it's. Yeah, we clamped the safety device on. We did it. That should keep this torpedo from exploding. But there's just one problem. Problem? What's that? The torpedo is still going to impact. We can't do anything about that. Uh-oh. Oh shit, alright. Bonk. Hey, Lynn's not dead.
Let's
What was that
go.
noise? It looks like the torpedo still hit the submarine. But it looks like the submarine is still okay. This changes everybody's fate, including the little rats. Sissel, we did it! What's the matter? You still look unhappy. Stop the torpedo from blowing up. You still opened a gaping hole in the submarine. You're right, I guess that's just what missiles do. They're unstoppable. Huh? Am I hearing things? Anyway, I guess we've got to get back to the present as quickly as we can. Right, I'm worried about Camilla. Sissel's still in there? Is mean Sissel still in there? Managed to stop death for now, but it hasn't disappeared altogether. It's now slowly but surely filling the room. Uh-oh. Water's seeping in through the hole where the torpedo hit. I've got to get them out of here. I better go meet up with Lynn. Oh, right, I'm still in the torpedo. I forgot. I spin either of these? No.
You can to the left. One more. To the left. 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 That's the right, babe. To the left.
Oh, it operates the operating.
Yeah.
Lights went out, but the machine still apparently works. Fortunately, I guess it won't run for very long. Maybe I can use its movements to help me create a path. I think I own a box to the left.
What? Dog?
Song.
Oh. That doesn't sound like a song.
To the left, to the left.
I could go if it says just a jump. What? It's just a step to the left. I could go with that.
Are you still evil? Lynn. Camilla, you're awake. How do you feel? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I pointed that gun at you. Don't worry about that. That wasn't you. Miss Camilla! Oh, Missile, you're here. Oh, poor Miss Camilla. Miss Lynn, what should we do? You have to get out of here before any more water comes in. Sissel should be along any second. I knew Sissy would come. And Missy is here, too. I'm so happy everyone's going to be with me now. Camilla? Miss Camilla! I'll get you out of here. Are you still carrying Missile's corpse, BT Does, Lynn? If it's the last thing I do... Oh, I think I'm going to cry. Well, whimper, as the case may be. I'd better send Lynn a signal to Lynn that I'm here before it's too late. I turn on the flashlight.
I don't know what song that is, Momo Guy. I was referencing
Cha-cha
doing
Will
the
Smith.
time warp.
To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 2 hops this time. Oh, look at that flashlight. It's Sissel. He's here. Up you
And
go.
glad you can tell.
Thank you. Glad you're here, Sissel. Sorry for the wait. Looks like this room is gonna fill up with water fast. Better get out that door as quick as we can. We won't be getting out that door, I'm afraid. The water pressure is too great already. I can't open it. What? What does water pressure mean? Think of it as the force of water holding the door closed. The water level keeps getting higher and higher in here. So the only way out of here is up, huh? Exactly. Okay, got it. Let's look for a path that goes up. Hey, look at that ladder. I wonder if we can get it down somehow. Good idea. Let's try it. Oh, and by the way, yes, I can't swim. Neither can Camilla. Don't you have any good news for me? Let me think about it. In the meantime, could you hurry, please? Why can neither of you fucking swim? What do you mean?
Because it would be too easy.
Where's Missile right now? I know he's in here somewhere. In theory. Okay, let's just have a chat. Must be a switch or something that lowers the ladder. Provided the person who designed the sub didn't miscalculate the ladder length. I didn't even consider that possibility. And I have to warn you, I can't swim. Neither can Camilla. Yeah, you already told me. Let's just try turning shit. Aha, the glove. I bet that's not gonna work because the fuse is off. Oh hey, it worked. You did it, Sissel, thanks. Gotta shimmy all the way up the ladder. Eek! Ah, come on, Lynn. What was that? Looks like water seeping in isn't the only thing we have to worry about. Huh? Sissel, the flashlight doesn't work anymore. Hey, don't get mad at me. Maybe the contacts are bad or something. Yeah, no, you can fix it with your powers. Okay, now that's just taking things too far. I mean, I'll try. Shit, why not? Wow, why did that work? Oh, hey, great. Did you just used to be an electrician in your past life or something? That's a cruel question considering the circumstances. Now all we have to do is get to that door and we're safe. Eek! God damn it! No! No! I just got flung, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that flashlight ended up.
Ooh. Not sick.
Lynn just die. Or she just in the water. Oh, god damn it. You better not be unconscious. Why did the submarine turn 90 degrees?
I'm sinking, dude.
Ow. Yeah, ow. Oh, hey, the flashlight. What happened now? Looks like the submarine decided to rear up on its hind legs. I can't believe we're still okay after that fall. Either we're really lucky or we're dead and we haven't realized it yet. Oh, come on now, as if the latter could be true. That sounds bad. Better start climbing, Lynn. What now? The water sure is rising fast. Come on. We'll just have to go up to the top. Let's see how I can help with my ghost tricks. Oh well, I think I see a familiar flame over there. Missile, help! Sissel, there you are! How's it going? How's it going? I'd say it was going pretty badly. You do understand how dangerous this situation is, don't you? Of course, after all, just ask anyone who knows me how much I hate taking a bath. He's been in danger of drowning before himself. Okay, ready to create a path for these ladies? Of course!
There we go. I couldn't get my bottle open.
Okay, I'm not gonna swap the fans. That's insane. God, Missile. Missile is busted, dude. Okay.
Why do you want me to text Spyro in the morning? Fuck that.
Alright, where are you gonna try to go, Lynn? Fucking... Eventually I'll remember.
Yeah, you'd
Thanks,
think.
Lynn.
You would think.
Alright, what can I ghost trick in here? Anything? Anything helpful? Right, I have to operate this to... Oh, I see. We can make stairs out of these if I run it. Piston's sticking out right in front of me. It's almost like they're taunting me. Maybe it's a challenge? Might be just that. Think you can climb them? If it wasn't holding Camilla, I could probably do it easily. Sissel, you're not telling Miss Lynn to leave poor Miss Camilla behind, are you? Just be quiet for a minute, Missile. Pistons sure do look like they could be used to our advantages. Can I swap the pistons around, maybe? Is that a thing?
Oh, that's an idea.
Switch the fans. That doesn't really help me, though. Oh, small fan? Small fan? I can switch small fan for big fan.
How does this help us?
I think it'll change how the pipes.
Oh, how it
operate, right?
affects.
Like
Yeah.
how they come back out. Doesn't stick. Okay, so that's almost stairs. It looks like how much the pistons thrust out is related to how large the fans are. Hey Sissel, my arms are full, but my legs are free. You could just move these pistons so they're a little easier to climb. I think I could do it. Okay, so we're gonna do that. We need 3 different sizes of fans. Where's the 3rd size of fan? I've only seen the large and the small. Where's a medium? Oh wait, was there one down in the water maybe? No, I don't want to switch them. Is there a fan in the water?
There's a wheel over here. Can you swap those?
No, because they're not the same shape. There's only 2 sizes of fan. I think small up top makes sense, but I need a...
Yeah.
I need a medium.
Because it says the size of the fan is proportional to how much it sticks out.
Right. And I need Sissel to stay where he is so that he can switch so that he can turn the thing in. Medium's already in. Oh, right, yeah, you're right. So I need a big fan. Well, no, this is a large fan, right? Because there's a small and a medium fan. You have a large, a small, and 2 medium. Where's the large? What do you mean? Oh, you're right. Hold on. Okay, so let me do this. Swap out this one. Swap out.
Those are both the same. Babe, they're both mediums.
Well, yeah, I need to. Okay, now I can switch the big one out. There it is. You see, I was misunderstanding. Okay. I thought they were both medium for some reason. Okay, so now I just need to switch these so that the right one is correct in the right place. That. That. And we'll do... Fuck, we'll do that. Now everything should be in the right spot. Okay, missile over out of the thing. Swap to you. Operate. Yeah, if I were not in the spirit world, I would have seen that those were different colors. Yeah, how about that? Wow, this is great. You made a staircase for me. You better hurry. I don't think that water's gonna wait for you. Okay, next we have to do some pipe stuff. Whoa! Oh, I see. These pipes are all broken. Ouch! We need to switch them so that they're not blowing in the direction. Now the steam is getting in the way. It's too hot to get through. What? There's no way to go around either. Think you can do something? Of course we can! We have to. Alright, now I need to operate this so I can...
So you can fuck?
So I can get out of here.
Can you just go through the walls and go up the fans instead?
I mean, missile can.
I meant like Sissel though. Looks like he can reach. Oh, I can't reach.
He
this
sure
one.
can.
Okay.
Surely this section isn't failable, right?
Well, the water wasn't moving.
So I might just have to wait a second.
There you go.
Okay, the problem though is that I need to be like... Okay, so I need to hit this. God, why does it start moving first? Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see, does this wheel do anything?
Yeah, we'll turn the thing.
That seems
They turned off one of them.
Comes that water again. Oh, I wish I could drink it all up for you. No, Missile, it's too salty. I think the more relevant point is that he's dead, so we can't drink it. Whatever, just do something about the steam. Leave it to me, Miss Lynn. Thanks, Missile.
Missile, you literally can't help.
Yeah, again, you can switch them around.
No, I guess.
So now the first... Look at this, if I swap the pipes, it changes how the steam comes out, huh? Oh, I get it, because the cracks in each pipe are different, right? So each pipe sprays out steam in a different way, eh? I bet that will come in handy. What did I just hear exploding? So by closing this valve, I've shut off the steam flow to that first pipe. Yeah, no, I got that. Okay, so that one's only shooting down. This one's only shooting down. No, hold on. So if I swap this one and this one...
I think she's gonna be able to still shoot down from above.
And this one... There we go. Go, Lynn, go. Yeah, how does that look? Looks great. All that horrible steam is cleared out of the way. Okay, it's not falling now. Try to move forward. Ouch. That's quite a... Look up there. If I can just make it to that door, we can escape. Now, how in the world am I going to get up there? Don't yell at me. If you want to yell, you can yell at me. Missile. How can I yell at you when you're so sweet about it? I think you just did. Let's look for something to pull Miss Lynn up with. Yeah, something to whisk Miss Lynn up and glide her ever so gently to the top with. Hey, are you being sarcastic? Perhaps. Okay. I did see this. All right, now this is what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not going to be able to lift that with you on it. Okay, raise away. Oh, apparently I am. Never mind.
It's mechanical. It's on a track.
Open the door. Sorry, I can't do it. Open it, hurry. Is that any way to ask for something? No use, I can't budge it. It must be stuck. Oh no. No!
This way, I assume it's Jowd. Whoa!
Eek! Okay, now what about us? Just happened. I can't believe my eyes. Lynn and the little lady suddenly vanished, leaving only darkness and seawater. The submarine continues to sink down into the deep, deep sea. But I still want to try and make my way up as far as possible. I still want to head up to find a single ray of light. Light to illuminate the truth at the bottom of this deep, deep darkness. Yeah, me and Missile are still stuck. Stuck?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
4:19 to 5:10. That was 50 minutes.
Yeah, checks out.
Will not believe your eyes. Chapter 17. You said there are 22 chapters. It feels like we're
21.
It feels like we're getting pretty close to dawn, right? The appended submarine continues to sink, slowly but surely. A long, long journey to the bottom of the sea. Lynn and the little lady found the darkness and saltwater closing in on them. But at the very last second, something saved them. Now it looks down at them quietly. My head is filled with one giant question. What in the world is this thing? Did we leave Missile behind again? Oh, it's made of... Huh? What? Look at that. It's made of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that Jowd? Holy shit. What? What?
Oh my god.
It's... What? I see you managed to survive, detective. Hey, you're... Excuse my appearance. I seem to have lost my body. Oh, and you there. You're the ghost who's been saving Lynn all evening, aren't you? You knew about me all along? Of course. What else would explain all those unnatural things happening? If you knew, how come you didn't do anything about it all this time? And how come you decided to save us all of a sudden? I thought you wanted to get revenge on us. I don't really know. Please, you gotta tell me. I need to know. Who the fuck am I?
Oh, good, these guys with glasses.
Who in the world are you? Sissel, look at you. What happened? I can't hold on to that image of myself any longer. Can't remember who you are? That's right. I came all this way tonight trying to chase down my lost memory. For quite a bit of tonight, I thought I was you, Sissel. Sissel? My name isn't Sissel. I bet you'll remember really soon who you are and who I am, too. What? Man in front of me is not me. I'm even farther away from the truth. Or maybe not. Something is stirring in my mind, a memory about to emerge. Do I know this man? Now that I've shed my image of myself, I feel like I'm one step closer to the truth. Taking a seat. I mean, I guess at least there's not water in this part, so that's something. They got us good. It's all over for this submarine. Its engine room is destroyed. There's a hole in the hull, and it's sinking as we speak. What are you doing here? I thought you had to deal with those people. They betrayed me. I was a fool to trust them. They already have what they wanted now. Temsic fragment. I didn't know they had it all figured out. You mean they figured out the source of your powers? Yeah, that meteorite's radiation has two effects on living creatures. It gives power and time. If you don't mind, we'd like to hear more. It's 10 years. I've been watching that junkyard superintendent do his research. And I think I kinda got some of it figured out. Oh, Missil's still in the door. The meteorite's radiation gives spirits special powers. Like possessing and manipulating objects. And in my case, swapping objects. Exactly. Apparently there are individual differences in the powers we get. Yeah, I know, Mologai. Oddly timely, isn't it? And it seems these powers change as time goes by. They do? Yeah, my powers have changed over these past 10 years. At first I could only manipulate small living creatures. Now then, how do you suppose we got these powers? It's simple. It is? How then? In a nutshell, we died while exposed to the energy emitted by the meteorite. It's radiation. That's what does it? Dying while being exposed to the radiation? On that day 10 years ago? Doink. A fragment of that meteorite pierced my heart and I died. So of course I received special powers. What a sentence.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that how I got my powers too? You know, you might be right.
He was in the hole.
Yeah, he was right next to the Aren't the Temsic remnants still right there at that park at the bottom of the crater? You're right. So that must mean I must have died in the presence of the meteorite's radiation too. Another effect of the meteorite's radiation has on us is that it gives us time. Again, I think its time effect is centered on the theme of death, but it's not all that clear. So the fact that I can return to 4 minutes before a person's death is another effect of the meteorite? The characteristics of that meteorite is the ability to replay the moment of death. Replay the moment of death? This is also strange and confusing. I can't take it all in.
It makes about as much sense to me as anything else.
Yeah, strange and confusing. That just about sums up the object that pierced my body that day. Thanks to that meteorite fragment, my very existence is a contradiction. What do you mean? That day, when the fragment pierced my heart, I lost my life. However, because it remained inside of me, that fragment continued to constantly regenerate my body. In other words, my body was continuously cycling between the moments that separated my life and death.
What?
My body's vital functions stopped 10 years ago, My body's time is perpetually stopped at the moment just before death. Time just stopped, huh? So I just simply existed, not really alive and not really dead. That pretty much sums up these last 10 years for me, ever since that incident in the park. My body hasn't aged a day, my hair hasn't grown an inch. Come to think of it, that old pigeon guy mentioned something. He said he couldn't cut this guy's body with the scalpel. So I guess as soon as an incision was made, his body would be regenerated. Wow. I haven't seen that movie yet, Mulligan. Revenge. Before I left this country, I wanted to do one thing. I wanted to get revenge on the people who stole our lives. Our lives? As part of the deal, I made those guys promise to cooperate. Cooperate? You mean the kidnapping? It all went fine. I manipulated the justice minister and made him issue the execution order, but I thought he might call off the execution at the last second. So that's why you wanted his daughter kidnapped. They kidnapped the wrong girl. Little did I know. They had their own reasons for cooperating with me. Huh? Their objective was to wipe out everybody who had to do with Temzik. Detective Jowd was one such person, so they were happy to cooperate. Inspector Cabanella and that junkyard super, they were slated to be wiped out too. And, as it turns out, I was one of their targets as well. So they stole my Temzik fragment, and here I am. But they had one more final target. You, detective. Me? If you weren't there in the park that day 10 years ago, I never would have thought of doing something as stupid as taking a hostage. Okay, but I was just a little kid playing in the park. Yeah, I know. Huh? 10 years later, and you'd become a detective looking into Jowd's case. Tonight, I invited you to a quiet spot on the edge of town. It was a trap, you see. I told you who I was. You never saw my face that day 10 years ago, so of course you didn't recognize me. Wait, the sound. I took possession of you to make you shoot me. Your subconscious resisted me. Such incredible power. It was the first time I wasn't able to control somebody completely. The aim was off, and the first shot missed the mark. Oh my god. I think I figured it out, but I'm gonna let this play out. The junkyard was equipped with security cameras. I knew you'd be wanted for murder. That was my plan, anyway. Hey, nearsighted Jigo. But they had other ideas. They simply wanted you wiped out. But then, something threw a big monkey wrench into their scheme. I showed up. I was supposed to meet up with them after that, but then something went wrong. What happened? My body disappeared. Aha, the inspector in white was responsible for that one. My precious bargaining chip was in that body. I had to get it back no matter what. That inspector caused me no end of trouble. But why were those people targeting me? I never even heard of the Temzik meteorite. Because you were looking into the Jowd case. They thought you would find out about Temzik sooner or later. That's pretty much the whole story. I remembered something from the beginning of the game. That was barely... I think it was in the video of Lynn when she shoots him. Like, something happens shortly after that. That's still in the thing. I want to see if I'm right though, so I won't. I'll let it go. Who was Lamp? I don't know. Lamp seems. I'm also curious about who was Lamp because we haven't really answered that either. The only thing left to do now is wait for the water pressure to crush this submarine. Oh no! There are no cores that link from here to the water's surface. I have an idea. We hook up the phone line, and there are no communication cables down this deep. They meant for this submarine to be my coffin, a coffin for the dead. There's no escape.
Yeah.
I think I kind of understand now what you've been feeling these 10 years. You what? This feeling, cut off from the world, all alone in a submarine, sinking slowly towards the bottom of an endless sea. This must be how you felt all along. Oh, hey, Camilla. You're finally awake,
Don't freak out about the gear, man.
Lynn? Camilla? Is it true? We're stuck here? What? Oh, if my dad was here, I bet he'd save us. Oh, Camilla, I'm so sorry. That's funny. What is it, Sissel? It's something I don't understand. Why would they go all the trouble of detaching the control room? What? Why didn't they just steal the Temsic fragment and escape if that's what they wanted? Why'd they have to jettison your body off into the sea? That's a good question. I guess it doesn't matter why now. We'll never find it again. Don't worry, Lynn, it won't be forever. Eventually the pressure will be too much and it will implode. We have no idea where it was launched to. Wait a minute! Yes, we do!
Because the tracker's in the body.
This will tell us where Detective Jowd is. That present from the Inspector in white. That's right, Detective Jowd told me to hold on to it for him. And the bullet is still in this person's body in the command room, right? Then we should be able to tell exactly where it is with this. But even if we find out where it is, how do we get there? We should be able to figure something out between the three of us. With our powers, right, Miss Lynn? Right. Oh, and wait a minute. What about a torpedo? A torpedo? In any case, it's way too early to give up. Looks like Detective Jowd is our last hope. Come on, let's get started. So can I switch to... I can't switch to fucking anybody. So his shell is definitely there in the command room, right? Just without the fragment? It's there, yeah, but I don't know about calling it a shell. Detective Jowd's watch will tell us exactly where it is. Right, he said it was a radio receiver, didn't he? There might still be another torpedo on the submarine. If we use it, we can get to Detective Jowd. That's a brilliant plan, Detective. You think so? What are you gonna do, ride on top of the torpedo? Of course not. You guys are going to go. Dawn, I kind of wanted to see that. Did you want to see me drown? So my dad isn't here on the submarine? Don't worry, we're gonna get him right now. Okay. I hope I didn't hurt Lynn's feelings, what I said about my dad saving us if he was here. Oh, don't worry about that. Comments like that just roll right off Miss Lynn's back. She's really thick-skinned. Ouch. I'm gonna start being tougher, too. I want to make my dad proud of me. Miss Camilla! I'm sure your dad is very proud of you, Camilla.
Doubt.
Yeah, no, the guy with the blonde spiky hair is not named Sissel, so I don't 100% remember where we pulled the name Sissel from.
I thought we were told it.
I think that sounds right. Okay,
Did
what
the
do we do
lamp
now?
tell us that?
We go find the command room that was launched somewhere into the sea. What? How? Just to let you know, I don't like water very much. According to Lynn, the key to our plan is a torpedo, kind of a missile. Missile? You have a missile right here! I don't think she's talking about that kind of a missile. Then where do we see another torpedo? Oh, I can't seem to leave this room, which is interesting. I better not open this. That water would come gushing in, I bet.
Such a peaceful mood at the moment. No need to throw cold water on it.
I wouldn't go so far as to call it peaceful. Lamp. Control panel. What's this do? Brakes.
Brakes!
Why is this machine shoving grapes at me? Well, this looks like the private cabin of the top officer, doesn't it? This machine is probably for feeding him grapes while he lies in bed.
Oh, it sounds heavenly.
I've been thinking about this for a while now. But don't you think that country's use of technology is just a little off? There's the guy who made a deal with said country. Anyway, it looks like the arm of this machine is a bit busted. Telephone? Ah, the torpedo room. The torpedo room, huh? There might be another torpedo left there. I'll go check it out.
Oh, I get it. You're gonna use a missile to ram the control room.
I don't know about ram. We don't want to blow up Detective Jowd, but something like that.
Climb up to the torpedo room. Up is definitely safer.
Okay, I'll see you there then. Yeah, the bad guy did use it. Yeah, that's right. The guys did call him Sissel. The evil guys. The blue guys. Looks like torpedoes can be launched manually with these switches. There are 2 tubes, so there should be 1 more left. I guess the first thing we have to do is load it into the tube.
When it comes to missiles, you can count on me.
I'll enter the coordinates of the command room into the torpedo. You'll do what? And I just turned on the backup power. We ought to be able to use the switches now. Okay, let's try it. Good luck! Switch won't budge. Maybe it's broken, but I don't think the entire device is broken, though. It would work just fine if I could only move the switch. I'll have to find a way to move it somehow, but I can't do it with my powers alone. This'll help.
What will happen to these 2 ladies?
I think that's up to us and our powers. What? This is no time to be standing around unsure of ourselves. Will you lend me a strength missile?
Me? Of course I will. Count on it.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say I need that. Oh, wait. I switched the switches. It's simple. We move the working switch onto the switch that works.
Nintendo Switch has torpedoes.
There we go. That torpedo looks serviceable.
All set on this end, too.
But something's odd. What is? The command room. Looks like it's slowly sinking. Sinking? Yeah, like it's completely run out of power. I wonder what happened. I don't know, but I guess I'll find out.
Right, okay, hop into the missile. I'll launch it for you.
Okay, thanks.
I've already set the torpedo's course. It'll head toward the command room where Detective Jowd is. 12 seconds after launching, it'll pass by the command room for an instant. That instant will be your window of opportunity to jump over to the command room.
Okay, got it. And then we'll find a way to come back and save you. It'll probably be my last task tonight. Just hold on until we get back. Okay, come on, Missile. Missile?
I'm sorry. I can't go.
What?
I just can't. How could I leave? I can't leave Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla behind. I can't do it.
Missile?
I swapped the switches so the missile can be launched. You'll have to do the rest, Sissel.
I can't do it either. I can't ask Missile to come with me after that. I understand exactly how he feels.
I want you to go, Missile. What? But Miss Lynn?
You staying here won't change our fate. But if you go with Sissel, you might be able to make something happen, and that's our only hope.
But what if that something doesn't happen? I'll never be able to see you again. Never, ever again. Even I can understand that. I couldn't stand that. Don't worry, Missile. Miss Camilla? I just know you and Sissy can make something happen. I believe in you. I'll be right here waiting for you. We'll see each other then. Don't worry. Miss Camilla!
Zoop. Oh, he went so fast. That's a good boy, Missile. Now, are you ready? Remember, it's 12 seconds after I throw this switch. We're ready. not gonna make me hit a button, is it? Sissel? Yes? We never found out who you really were. But that doesn't matter now. All I know is I'm truly glad I met you tonight. Thank you for everything. And I'm glad I met you, Detective. But we're going to see each other again, right, Sissy? Right, Missile? That's right, we promise, little lady. Of course we will! I'll never forget you, no matter what happens. Here goes, then. Good luck, friend. This 12-second window is important.
Maybe?
Again, I really hope it's not going to ask me to hit a button. These 12 seconds are lasting an eternity. I strive to think of a way to save Lynn and the little lady the whole time. But how can a ray of light, of hope, reach this far down into the deep sea before I can think of an answer the 12 seconds are up? Yep, he's dead. Of course he's dead. Detective Jowd!
I bet that big masked man did this. I'm going to bite him.
You better not, you might break your teeth. The command room has lost power and is sinking. So I wonder what this masked man is going to do.
Let's talk to Detective Jowd.
Oh, we can... I mean, we can't reach him, but we can also talk to him. Sorry for the wait, Detective Jowd.
Who are you? Are you Sissel?
Please excuse my appearance.
I can't believe you made it here. How was Camilla? And what about Lynn?
Well, it's kind of a long story. One that I'm not wholly sure we have time for. I told Detective Jowd about everything that happened to both on the submarine Yonoa.
So the submarine is badly damaged? Why would he do that to his own submarine?
Wish I know. I know the answer to that one. It's because he's afraid of my powers. You followed us? I didn't even notice. It's been 10 long years, Detective Jowd.
Are you Yomiel?
I'll say, hey, we know his name now. So you remember me, do you?
How could I possibly forget?
So that's your real name, huh? Yomiel? That's right. But those people on the Yonoa were calling you Sissel. That's just an alias I was using for my deal with them. I didn't see any need to tell them my real name. You do me a favor? Would you let me ask you some questions? I've been trying to find out my true identity all night. Sure, go ahead. I'm sure there's plenty we can still tell you, right, Detective Jowd?
Right. 10 years ago, you were a top systems engineer, weren't you?
Systems engineer? What's that? By the way, I'm a top Pomeranian, you know?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain to a dog.
Sorry, that sentence got me.
But it's a person who's good at using computers.
I don't mean to brag, but I was one of the best in the country. That's how I got roped into joining that project. Isn't Yomiel a biblical name? I don't know, babe, is it?
I don't recognize it. El means of God in Hebrew. Which is why you'll have a lot of, like, the angels' names end in EL, like Michael, Gabriel.
Right.
Because El is a name for God. It's not the name, that's Yahweh. And you will die if you say that one, supposedly.
Well,
I say it a lot. There's the reason why it's bleeped out in Shin Megami Tensei.
Project? What project? It was a project aimed at reorganizing the nation's top-secret information. The goal was to build a new system using multi-dimensional programming theory. I was asked to join the project by an agent of the government.
Doesn't sound like something a top Pomeranian would know anything about.
To me, it just sounded like another challenging job.
Ah, it's a Watcher. That's why, because the Book of Enoch, guy, is a non-canonical book that has some real whack shit in it. It also has the evil fuck angels.
Hell yeah. This project
who
was
came
also
down
the
to
target
Earth
of a
and
secret
fucked
plot.
women.
I bet you can
And
imagine
created the giants.
No, that's not as fun as I thought. I bet you can imagine the kind of crime that nation's top secrets might attract. I never thought for the life of me I'd ever have to deal with spies.
It was never made public, but every organization in the country moved on this one. And then one day, the name of a certain programmer emerged as a suspect.
I was the guy who built the core of the system.
The police arrested you, and then that incident happened.
I know Mole Guy, right?
He escaped from the
I
interrogation.
listened to a
room and
Bible
took Little Lynn as a
podcast.
hostage. By the way, Detective Jowd, when was it that I was proven innocent?
About 6 months after your death. I'm so sorry, Yomio.
10 years ago. My soul was split from my body and I lost everything. I was sealed in eternal darkness. I existed in this world, and no question about that. But nobody noticed my presence. What good were my powers? They didn't help anybody. Not even the passage of time could heal my pain. In fact, it only made it worse. I wanted to disappear, but I wasn't even allowed to do that. The way Lynn described it is exactly right, sinking slowly towards the bottom of an endless sea. An overwhelming feeling of loneliness and despair. And I wanted all of you to suffer what I was suffering.
So that's why you murdered Alma.
That's right. I wanted you to know what it was like to lose everything you cared about. I wanted you to feel the same pain I felt.
What?
It was the twisted wish of a mind poisoned by infinite loneliness. And then, as I was plotting my revenge, I had an idea. I came up with a plan to use these powers of mine to make a deal.
There's something I just don't understand about that deal. I'm sure your powers would be very valuable to them. But what would you get out of the deal?
A new life.
Life.
I asked him for 2 conditions. Number 1 was that they helped me with my revenge plot. The second was a rebirth for me.
Rebirth. A new beginning, eh?
I didn't care if it was a fake life, an artificial life. I just wanted a physical receptacle for my soul, a name, an identity, an everyday life. I wanted to grow old in a society that would accept me. And finally, I wanted to die, surrounded by a loving family. It's the kind of life I asked them for.
A completely man-made life.
That's right, I knew I couldn't hope for anything more than that. To make it all come true, I knew it would take a lot of money and a lot of power. That's why I decided to ask a national government to help me. And their response in the end was betrayal. They were making their moves much more carefully than I suspected. They sent spies to this country and researched my powers on their own. And they even figured out what Temzik was all about.
You had no idea they were doing all this?
None at all. I was a fool. So then, why did they go to all the trouble of making a deal with you? Why didn't they just steal a hunk of the Temzik meteorite from the park? They couldn't. Huh? After the manipulator incidents, research was conducted in this country, too. A report was submitted to the government about the source of the manipulator's power. Thank you for dancing into frame. By Inspector Cabanella and the old pigeon guy, eh? Yo miel means I, honey, in Spanish. Oh, that's fun. At first, the government didn't believe the report. But then they decided to put the park under surveillance just in case. Surveillance, huh? Just looks like an ordinary peaceful park, but there are armed agents there at all times. Oh my god!
What?
Don't tell me that leaflet guy is one of them. No, not him. He's just a plain old odd person. Thanks.
Thank you for the fake out game.
That park is like a silent battlefield on an international scale.
So that's why they couldn't steal the Temzik meteorite.
And lately, under the pretense of building a housing site, they've been working on a plan to destroy that park in order to secure the Temzik meteorite. So that's it, eh?
So the upshot of your grand deal was this, eh?
Yeah, it's the ending I deserve.
But at least there's one thing you must be happy about.
What's that?
You've managed to seal me away forever at the bottom of the sea.
Well, shall we get started? Started with what? Bringing Detective Jowd back to life, of course. What? What good will that do now?
But we promised! We promised Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla we'd save them!
We can't do that without you, Detective Jowd. I've been guided by fate tonight to this place. I won't give up now.
Alright, fine. Let's see where it leads us.
Here we go then. Back to 4 minutes before your death. I appreciate that he can't hold that image of himself anymore, but he can still hold the image of the sunglasses.
Yeah.
So, where are we headed? We are not headed anywhere, Detective. What? There was only enough fuel on board to launch us away, Detective. We will run out soon, and that will be our destination, Detective. What are you talking about? That would mean that you're trapped here too.
He's a robot.
By the way, I am
figured.
not human, Detective. I am a remote-controlled robot, Detective. What? Your country's use of technology is just plain off. We get that a lot, Detective. Why would you go to all the trouble to do this? That's nothing but... It's hardly a threat anymore. Commander Sith likes to provide against any possibility, no matter how small, Detective. Possibility? What are you talking about? There's no need for you to know, Detective. Die! Now it is time to say goodbye, Detective. In the end, your fate remains the same, it seems, Detective. Grr! Camilla, forgive me. Fuck.
Wait, then we
This
can trick him.
is difficult.
It isn't over yet.
It isn't?
Remember what that big masked man said? Any possibility, no matter how small.
Possibility?
In other words, there must be a chance here somewhere. The possibility of turning this situation around. Yeah, guess who I know still has a core, dipshits. Let's go.
Huh?
What is it, Detective?
Look at Yomiel's shell.
There's no ore emanating from his body. Of course there isn't. The Temsic fragment is gone. This change in his shell give us some kind of lead? I mean, worth a shot, right? I figured it out. I know what this possibility, no matter how small, is that they're afraid of. What is it? My time was perpetually stopped thanks to the power of Temsic. His body cycled between the moments that separated his life and death.
Right, but not anymore. The Temsic fragment has been taken away.
Exactly, so what does that mean? I get it. Your body won't come back to life anymore. The moment the Temsic fragment was removed, my shell became a regular corpse. So let's see, that means we can go back to 4 minutes before your death?
But wait a minute. Exactly when is that death?
That's simple. We'll find out. When we get there, let's move! Yeah!
Is this gonna take this to... does this take us to 10 years ago? Is this gonna be the park, or is this gonna be when they rip the fragment out? The park would be pretty sick. I fell back through the cracks of time for what seemed like forever. Then I saw it. The final death at the end of this long night. No, I knew this was gonna happen as soon as I saw that motherfucker had a fucking score. I've already seen all the clues. All I have to do now is remember. Who exactly am I? The final journey to the truth starts now. Chapter 17. Are you sure there's not only 18 chapters? This feels pretty final. How can there possibly be still 3 chapters after this?
I'm checking. Chapter list.
We still haven't learned who the lamp is.
There's chapter 17 and the final chapter.
Okay, so we're going into the final chapter now.
No, you're going into chapter 17.
Oh, I see.
And then also the final chapter.
Okay, well, we'll do that next time.
Yeah.
Because it's late and I'm hungry. Thanks for watching,
And
everybody.
I
Have a good night, and we'll catch you tomorrow for Nuzlocke.
Milk.
And I might do something during the day if we're not out all day. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.